And of course, we swing the doors wide open for political candidates to come in and introduce themselves to you. And tonight we have Adam Parker running as a Republican for State Representative Seat 87. Of course, that covers Geneva and Houston counties. Adam, good evening to you.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
We're glad to have you with us tonight. What made you decide to jump into politics?
Actually, it was my son. I've got a 1-year-old, and I've got another one on the way, and I was thinking about the education system and things that need to be improved in it. So my wife and I are talking about putting him in school and some of the problems with the education. I just decided to jump in based on that.
Well, congratulations on a new child and one on the way to you. And so let's talk about that. You mentioned education, obviously something that you see as an issue in the state. What else? What do you see at the state level in Montgomery?
Well, at the state level, there's all kind of issues. I could focus more on local things. I'm also an attorney. There's some criminal justice issues. But locally, I think one big thing, and even throughout the state, is getting more jobs here, especially in the Wiregrass. And that was another issue I noticed as I decided to run. And we also have various infrastructure problems. We need a lot of roads that need paving and some that need expanding.
Yeah, and specifically you're talking about paving roads in Geneva County. Geneva County has most dirt roads in the state of Alabama. Obviously all of this needs funding. How do you go about job recruitment and then, of course, working on infrastructure? Do you have some methods in place there?
Well, of course, there's various ways to bring in more jobs. Alabama is actually the third largest exporter of automobiles. I'd love to get another car plant down here. Now, how do you do that? You got to make phone calls. I gave a speech one day about when Jimmy Grant was mayor of Dothan. He was constantly making phone calls trying to get Sony to come here, and he actually had to call the governor, then George Wallace, to get that help. And I tried to do that same thing, that same strategy, just call companies, reach out to them, and ask them to relocate to the Wiregrass.
And that Jimmy Grant strategy actually did work. That Sony plant was headed for Tallahassee, Florida, and we all know how that turned out for us here in the Wiregrass now decades later. Let's talk about you're running for the seat that's being vacated by Donnie Chasteen, who's flipped over to run for the Senate seat for that district. What makes you the man for the job here? You have an opponent on the ballot. Why should voters go and pick you instead?
I think a lot of it is based on my legal experience. I've been an attorney for about 5 years, and also my military experience. I'm an officer in the Air Force Reserve, so I think I've got the knowledge of the law, the management experience from the military side, and I think I just know the issues that affect this district, and I think I've got a plan that'll help fix most of them. I don't have all the answers, but I think I can fix a great deal of problems within the Wiregrass and actually make the Wiregrass a better place. That's Houston County, Geneva County, and even some of the surrounding areas.
All right. Adam Parker, of course, running on, like we said, on the ballot as a Republican for District 87 for the Alabama House of Representatives. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
And best wishes to you on Tuesday. And, of course, that's June 5th coming up with the